Yeah, you went through the Rat's Nest Tavern, and you got back to the cellar, the original cellar where you entered. Your prize is an alive and relatively well Petra Lang, who agreed to go with you, groggy as she was, but you managed to bring her here, more or less as unscathed as you found her. She does have a couple of cuts and stuff, but she looks. I mean, she's alive, so that is great. That's what you came in for. You use your ropes to get out of the basement, so you're basically at street level again. I wanted to start on the map that we have right now, just to make sure. Is there anything else that you want to do here, or do you want to go and travel?
No, I think
I,
we were pretty set on getting her back to safety as soon as possible. Yeah.
yeah,
All
I
right.
think if we get her out, and if we want to come back and get into trouble, we can. But
Sounds fair. All right. In that case, we are going to swap the map back to the city map. Oh, and one more thing, I almost forgot. Question to like non-game actually. Question to you guys: is it okay if we end like around 30 to 20 minutes earlier today?
great,
Well, sure.
that's me.
Thank you. Like usually I don't like to ask it because but it would help me very greatly for something I have to do and for tomorrow. So, wonderful. Thank you.
I think we survived
Then-
considering that other times we go half an hour extra.
Yeah, I mean, but that's extra. Extra's always okay, but like cutting in your game time is something I always have a problem with.
No, it
thank
just
you.
meant like it balances out.
Yeah, that's
So
so. All right, so you come out of the Rat's Nest Tavern, and I think at this point Petra will feel a little better. The outside, well, I mean the side of the outside world, even as broken and destroyed as Drakkenheim is probably a welcome sight in contrast to the damp and dark surroundings of the rat's burrow beneath the tavern. Um, Even though this is still very much within the haze, she looks like she feels a little better, and she says, "All right, the closest place we can go to." We can go to the gate. I think that is the best for now. It is still within the haze, so we can't rest there. But at least there'll be allies, and we can plan from there. I can show you how to get there.
Let's go.
All right. So with her in tow, you will go to the Shepherd's Gate, which is the closest gate, indeed, over here. She will show a very quick way from where you are in between the houses. Now, I am quickly going to give it a roll to make sure if she doesn't make a mistake. But I am pretty sure that this short distance, you are going to be fine. But the dice give it and the dice take it away, so you never know. No, you're fine. I mean, could have rolled a one. You never know.
the fact that you started that sentence out saying no, and then you're fine. It's just like
Nope, we're gonna do something else. Here's a dragon.
Oh God!
Imagine. You make it all the way to the gate. You'll notice that as you come closer to the gate of Shepherd's Way, so the Shepherd's Gate itself, you'll notice that the houses around you look a little bit more, for lack of a better word, cleaned out. Like they still look horrible. It's still like a broken down place, right? But that being said, they look like they have been thoroughly checked. They look like they have been scouted out. There's nothing in there. Like the houses still need like repair if you ever have the hopes of restoring this area to its full glory. But beyond that, it just feels a little safer here. The roads just look a little bit cleaner. There's a little less rubble. There's care and attention put into this to a degree. And sure enough, as you get closer towards the gate, you will now at some point turn a corner and you will for the first time see the walls of Drakkenheim in all of its glory. So the gate and the walls are a sight to behold. Now that you're close, the haze that you're always traveling in is always slightly obscuring your vision, especially at longer distances. Now, I think As you were getting closer, you might have seen bits and pieces of the wall, but it is hard to see it in its totality because of the haze. Um, Moreover, so because the walls are rather high, so you will probably have never seen any of the top parts of the walls. But now that you're getting closer to the gates, you can actually see them, and they are absolutely magnificent. The walls of Drakkenheim are mostly still standing. Apparently, even a meteor can't bring them down. And that is a testament to the archaeological marvel of the walls, and deservedly so, because the walls do look like they can pack, they can have quite a bit of abuse before they would succumb to whatever happens to them. Um, Other than pure defense as a wall, they're also an artistic beauty. And for those of you that come from Drakkenheim or have lived here before the meteor's impact, you know that this is also one of those things that Drakkenheim was just famous for. Drakkenheim's walls were often referred to as one of the world's wonders. Because they were just such an archaeological marvel. They were absolutely gorgeous. And all along the top row, you would see gargoyles and stone statues just basically looking down on the city, ever watching for whatever might come. Those are, now that you're getting closer to the wall, those are still there, and you can see them. Like they are, slightly obscured by the haze, but it looks absolutely marvelous. It looks really beautiful. The same will go for the gate. As you look at the gate, you will see that the gate is one of those traditional two-sided tower gates with a portcullis in the middle. It is a very strong structure. It is easily defendable from the inside once you have the gate. It has a double portcullis, and it seems that this one is indeed in the hands of the hooded lanterns, because as you get closer to the gate, you will see that there are people walking out and about. Actual people, not just zombies or whatever, which I think is a pleasant sight in contrast to what you have been seeing walking through Drakkenheim thus far. Let me get the Shepherd Gate for you. Here we are.
And so as we're walking, I would have asked Petra if there's some kind of, you've never been here before. Is there some kind of phrase or anything like that to let them know that we're good? I mean, she might could say it, but I don't know. But
She smiles at you as you ask that. She says, "No, we do have certain code words and whatnot for certain things, but approaching the gate, not really. Um, there is enough people there that they can just question you if they want to, um, and if they see that there is no bargaining or questioning, then they have more than enough weapons to do the talking." Blondie's with you still as well, right?
yes,
There you are.
and Thistle. There she is.
Thistle is, oh, there she is. Yeah, and Petra, of course. There you go. So the wall itself, on the ground level, is also very heavily fortified. You will notice that there's a lot of like wooden spikes and whatnot to provide a first layer of defense against the stone. There's quite a lot of it, and there's a ditch that has been dug all around the base of the gate. They both look like they're not part of the original wall. This has been made after the meteor has crashed to basically fortify this area into a bit more, easy to hold area. There's also a wooden walkway along halfway to the tower, and all the way at the top of the tower, you think you see a couple of ballistas pointing out. All in all, this is more than a gate at this point. This is almost a castle. Not in shape or size, but definitely in defendability.
Definitely a fortification. Holy crap.
That's yes. You woke up.
All right.
Doing
Rock on
doing
up
this
there.
again. Hands up, saying, "We come in peace." Hello.
Ho there!
Petra, you see Petra looking around at the people that are currently guarding the gates. It seems like she's looking for someone. Most of the guards are looking your direction, as you are currently the only ones on the road down there. They all have their weapons out, various bows and crossbows. They're not aimed at you, but they have them at the ready. As they're looking around, you'll notice that Petra suddenly locks eyes with one of them and says, "Jacob, Jacob, it's me. Hi. Um, these are good people."
Yeah, Jacob.
And from near the gates, one of the guys approaches and stands on the wooden drawbridge. "Petra, you have been gone an awful long time. Where were you?" And Petra tries to smile a little bit and says, "Well, I was on a supply mission together with my brother. Ended up splitting ways. He went to Emberwood Village, and I decided to come back to the gate. Ran into some trouble, but these people helped me out. And well, if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't have been here. You know how it is, Drakkenheim being dangerous and whatnot. Unfortunately, we didn't have any supplies, so those are all lost." You see Jacob taking this in, and as he nods, he says, "Listen, Lieutenant, it is not my place to question you, but didn't you have a whole detail with you?" And Petra sighs and says, "Except for the ones that went with my brother, they're all lost. Another sad day for the Hooded Lanterns. I am sorry."
Uh, yeah, I can I can vouch for what she's saying. The nest we pulled her out of was chock full of remains. They apparently like to leave some of them alive down in the nest for eating later, which is why we were able to pull her out. Uh, have you
As you're,
seen? Oh,
so go ahead. Go ahead.
it's like have you seen any rats of unusual size around here? Because that's what we found.
As you say all of this, your honesty prevailing, you see Petra grimacing at the fact that you just shared all this. And the gate captain listens to you and says, "First up, what's your name?"
I'm Nabarlin Isan the second. You are Jacob, I assume.
"Yes, Gate Captain Jacob Slovak. Pleasure. You said a nest and rats? Petra, did you go against protocol?" And Petra shoots you a look that isn't exactly angry. You're being honest, and she can't fault you for that. But
That
she
totally
was
kind of
hoping you wouldn't have.
yeah. No, it totally steps in. Like I don't know anything about your protocols. However, I'm fully aware of the things that we saw in following the traces and tracks. It seems that Petra here was looking for supplies in some place along a tavern
We,
or someplace and was abducted or ambushed by these rat creatures, horribly mutated beings, but
we
intelligent
found
enough to speak. It seems like she was dragged off.
we found pieces leading to the nest. I it was pretty rough.
Hmm. Well, at least we're back. We're glad that you're back, Lieutenant. It would have been a sad day if we would have lost you too. But you, you know what Elias said. He said not to go there. We were stretched too thin, and supplies are important, but losing people over it. Again, I don't want to question you, but you should have known better.
Uh,
In the lieutenant's defense, without supplies, you're going to lose a lot more people.
I appreciate your enthusiasm, but these are Hooded Lanterns business points of order.
I
And
understand that entirely, but as a citizen of the former Drakkenheim, I also feel like I should speak for those that have the interests of Drakkenheim at heart. And the
you
lieutenant
lived here,
certainly seems. I lived here. I grew up here.
yet you haven't joined our ranks yet.
Not yet. I have my own things to seek out first.
Well, we all have matters that we find important. I'm happy to see that you put your personal interests above reclaiming the city. They must be very important. Petra, the Lord Commander isn't currently here, but obviously you are welcome to come through. What about these individuals? And Petra turns to all of you and she says, so I was hoping that the Lord Commander would be here. I have a lot of explaining to do to him, probably, and I need to get in touch with my brother. You can't follow us to the barracks just yet. It's basically just beyond this gate. But what I can give you is a free pass through this gate for now. Usually, we do still collect our taxes from the gate. It helps in purchasing any supplies that we need from outside. You've helped us, and I'll make sure that those are waived. As a matter of fact, let me give you this. And she takes a ring off of her finger, and it looks like a signet ring. And she hands it to the first one that is close by, so whoever wants to take it. Just show this and say that it comes from Petra. They will know. I will let them know on the inside of the gate as well that there is a group traveling with my signet ring. That it is a group of 5, and I'll give them your descriptions so that whenever you need to pass through this gate, you can do so without having to pay tax.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm glad we made it here out of the nest.
I do have a question though.
Yes.
How long are your rotational schedules? Because we don't know how long you've been in here before suffering any potential consequences.
So let's say that we rotate twice every day. One in the morning, one in the evening. So at max, you will be here at the gate for about 12 hours. Sometimes people do a double shift, but that is the extent of it.
So
But
24
how long
hours
have
is when you
you
start
been
seeing
in Draken?
Hmm?
is 24 hours the start of when you start seeing people suffer the consequences of the haze.
Well, not exactly. You see, what we are standing in right now is, as far as we understand, dangerous, but not too detrimental. Staying in this for a prolonged time, so more than a day, might have adverse effects on your body. But from what we can tell, is that right now it's very hard to recuperate any damages, and it doesn't seem like the body can rest in this haze. But beyond that, it doesn't really do anything to us. However, as you might get closer into the city, you'll notice that closer to the meteor, there are pockets where this haze is exceptionally thick. We haven't really been there ourselves because we've noticed that as soon as you go in there for a longer period of time, things do happen. So this is still okay in contrast to what's there.
So on this
There
side of the
is,
wall, you're fine, but if we travel inside, we need to be wary.
yes, it won't be everywhere, but there are definitely places you'll see it before you get into it. Like it'll look like a thick veil. Um, Traveling inside of that without proper precautions will be dangerous.
What
That
kind of precautions?
so that is something I am not yet allowed to share with you, but seeing as you helped me, you are very resourceful in doing so. I might have some work for you soon that might very well involve this particular point. I will need to
Until
speak with the Lord Commander first.
yeah, until we will nod and appreciate the words that she's speaking and the quite clearly balancing the line of what she's allowed to do and not really allowed to do. And then end up saying that we are currently staying in Emberwood Village, and your brother has us on record. So
All right.
We see him. I'll be sure to show him. I hold her ring. It's like he'll know we found you. You know. Yeah.
That is fine. Yeah, and please do tell him that you didn't take it off my corpse. He's he's stressed out enough as he is.
Yeah.
Let me put it this way. In, let's call it 2 days, meet me at the Ackerman Mill, just outside of the city, towards the northwest. You will be able to find a mill on a hill just about 2 miles outside of the city. That is a safe place to meet. It'll just be outside of the haze as well. I'll wait over there for about a day or two because I can rest there together with a small detail, and I'll wait your arrival. If you don't arrive there within 2 days, we'll get back to the gate.
As we go that way, how far down is? So your brother said that there's a crossing further down. How far down is the crossing y'all use to get across the river?
Oh, we don't use that. We go via the bridge on the inside of the city.
Oh, okay. That's seems pretty risky.
Well, it is, because the trouble is that those bridges are very dangerous. So we need to really time our moment. And then we still need to get through another gate on the other side. Now, we have found one gate that we can sort of sneak by with smaller details, which is really the only thing we can muster. Um, that is what we'll do. We go through the King's Gate. We're not exactly sure what's there, but it seems like there's a couple of trolls there. They're big, but they're clumsy, and when we're quick, they usually don't spot us. And if they do, we're already gone before they see us. The other option is to build a makeshift raft and get across the river, which is what we have done before, especially in a pinch. If we have to travel all the way, then we need to go through one of the bridges that is towards the south, but that is a 2-day travel. So for a rotational shift of 12 hours, that is tricky. We have done that before as well, though.
Since just 2-day travel, that's a hike.
It is. And then, of course, Ackerman Mill and its surroundings also serves as a staging area for us, so we do often go there as well if we only have a little time.
Well, guess we can let you get recuperating, get better. We can speak to you in a couple days.
Will do. Thank you so much again. You pretty much saved my life, and I will put in a good word for you with the Lord Commander. I'm pretty sure that after I talk with him, he'll see at least a bit of reason to what we've done. And he'll probably commend you for what you did, I hope. I'll see you at the Ackerman Mill in 2 days.
Good.
Good.
With that, she crosses the bridge. And together with the gate captain, she enters the portcullis and goes through the gate.
So I'm glad she mentioned about the other gate because I was trying to figure out if we, because I'm assuming probably less through. That's what I gathered. The less through the gate, but we still have to get to the other side of the city to go back to Emberwood. I don't think that I don't think we should do that.
Yeah,
mean,
so
I don't
basically
nec-
because the commander's not here, we can't go through this gate.
We can, but
You can.
we can, but then we'll be going through the city as opposed to taking the our makeshift raft we built across. We had a makeshift raft we built and made it across, kind of rickety, just so everyone's aware. That's how we got across the river to begin with. But we'll have to go through the city, like she was saying, and kind of sneak past the trolls over the King's Gate, as well as anything else in the city itself. So if we're going back to Emberwood, I'm not sure that that's the best option. I mean, if you want some adventure, that could be a good option, but
I personally don't feel like we're ready to go through the inner parts
I don't either.
of Drakkenheim yet, so I kind of want to avoid that.
Yeah, that was my thought too.
Do we even have something to do there right now?
No.
No, And the only thing would be to as a way to get back to the other side of town, back to Emberwood. Would be the only reason to go through it.
Well, we could just go back to the
So-
ferryman.
That's not something we should discuss here.
Should we move? We should move.
I mean,
probably
we're
over.
pretty out of earshot, aren't we?
Yeah, and we're talking hushed. We're speaking. I'm speaking hushed,
Like-
and we're across the gorge. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm talking
We
kinda
can just
hushed here.
move. We can just move.
Yeah, let's
farther
just. We're just gonna
away.
walk. We're just gonna.
Like,
We can
we're
just walk.
allowed
We can
to
start.
move.
I'm gonna go over here and kind of wave to him as we walk off, or give him a little
Right.
one of these so we can. They know that we're friendly. Yeah, I think we should try and just unless y'all want to go back and see if we can get the giant, the big meteor piece of the meteor ore. Because we got like a little. I think Felix grabbed that little tiny nugget of it, but they got the full.
You want to go
did?
back in there and see if we can haul that piece of lump out?
Yeah. I mean, we made some good friends in there. How big was it too? By the way, I don't think we ever asked that, but how big was it?
You didn't ask, which was something I really was surprised about last week. But it is not too big. Let me get the exact dimensions, but it is like it's you don't need like a horse for it or whatever. It is just it's cumbersome and it's made of metal, so you would assess that it's probably very heavy. But size wise, I believe it's like that, which is like what's something that's like this size. Like a
Watermelon.
Skippy. Yeah, well, yeah, like a big watermelon or like slightly below a Skippy ball.
A what?
A
Skippy ball. Like, you guys don't know that.
No.
Oh, about
Like a
that
large
size.
pumpkin?
Well,
Like a...
Sure.
Like what?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's about the
How many-
size of a chunk of metal from a meteor.
How many Big Macs is it? It's just, I mean, that. How many Big Macs?
Sorry, yeah, of course, American size. It's like
It's the
Okay,
one
so yeah.
measurement. It's the one. What's the word? Fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Unit of measurement.
like, so we could carry it out if we go down there. Like, it's we could carry it out if we wanted to.
But we already need to leave. And it's gonna make us slower.
And we can drop it if we need to. It's
Well,
Because we can
first of
go-
all, we also have another thing we want to do on this side of the river, don't we? It was something. I think it was like on the other side of the city, like it
way
was another
farther.
inn.
Yeah, on the
Yeah, the
way
Black
other side of the
Ivory
city.
Inn.
That's on
But
the
that's
way other
all the
side.
way over.
Yeah, we'll have
Yes,
to go
the
in the
big-
city and go.
Or
I
we
mean,
could go out of the city and camp for the night once we're out of the haze, and then just go around the northern side of the city,
Oh right, we
Yeah,
had that
that's
meet.
something
We had
like-
that
what?
meeting with
thinking outside the
Blackjack.
box.
and by the way,
Yeah.
going around the city to enter from another side is something you can totally do. It's not like that area doesn't exist. It very much does.
So you're saying go
So
up this
this is
way,
where the mill is.
and then-
Yeah.
go around go around Castle, and then come around to 17.
Exactly, that'd be my suggestion.
Yeah,
And we could rest somewhere
could rest somewhere
in the
outside.
hills or
Yeah, that's actually
by the
not.
mill.
That's not the worst
She wants us.
worst
Yeah.
idea.
But I must also say I'm very tempted to try to get that chunk.
'Cause I'm looking because that chunk is so like I couldn't make when I searched into type in the make the delirium arrows. It said hardened delirium arrows. I was like, that's probably because they use the ore to make the arrows. So
Which obviously you don't know, but like
I don't know, but
Are you talking about the chunk of the reds?
yes.
How would you transport it?
Yeah,
Did you just miss?
that's my
It's
question.
roughly it's like this big. It's like this big. And
Isn't it like human big, or is it?
No,
I
it
think
was
it's
like a big water medal.
No,
it's
a big,
smaller than
big,
that.
a
It's
big pumpkin.
yeah, and
Mm.
it's like it's made of metal, and there's a couple of crystals still sticking out. So I think you would assess that it's heavy. So it falls into the category of not impossible, but very cumbersome.
yeah, it looked. I think it looked big because it was next to a rat. So
Probably really heavy too if it's pure metal.
um, I think we could go. All right. Actually, I'm fine either way. We could try and make our way around. That sounds like it could be a good something new, something different. We could go around and see if we can catch Blackjack and check out the 17 over here.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah, I think.
And maybe on
so-
our way back we can pass by the hole again.
Yeah, because we gotta come back this way anyway, unless we want to try and go through the city. So we'll be coming this way anyway. But I think if that's the case, maybe we go. Do we need to rest?
We
Or
haven't,
how long has it been?
Felix hasn't.
Yeah,
And I would
I
like
think-
I would like my spell slots back as well.
Okay.
I think time wise,
yeah.
you've been in the city for about, let's say, like I mean, you've traveled for 2 hours from Emerald Village to Drakkenheim. Inside the city, let's just call that like 3 to 4 hours somewhere. So it's a total of 6. And
Okay.
you started in the morning, so it is still daytime.
Do you get? I guess you don't get your spell slots back with short rest, do you?
Nope, not yet. At least.
Okay. Well, if you need to, I guess we could. Although if we rested, it would be towards the evening. We'd be going.
I mean,
traveling.
I don't know how big of a circle would we need to make to be outside the haze.
You need to travel from the outskirts of the city. It is about 2 miles further. That is the extent of the haze.
So in order to rest, we'd have to go 2 miles out.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's.
And how long would that take?
Walking 2 miles, like 1.5, 2 hours, somewhere.
Yeah. So like
Okay.
2
And
hours.
We do have some time in here that we could not be we could wander around for like 3 or 4 more hours and not be like really unsafe according to their shifts of 12 hours. Were they 12-hour shifts or 6-hour shifts?
They were 12
12
hours.
hours.
12
Yeah.
hours.
But apparently nothing really bad happens on this side of the wall. It's only inside it starts getting.
Yeah. So the only
Well, nothing really
consideration.
bad happens, but there's like a rat thing, and we've had bad things happen.
Physically, if you just sit there, then nothing bad happens. So how bad? I guess this will be whether we go walk around immediately or we go out and try and camp. How bad do y'all need spell slots?
I'm absolutely fine. I'm basically full still.
I'm fine. Tali would be nice, but other than
that's
that, I'm
true.
fine.
Harley would be
Right,
really
yeah.
nice to get back. Yeah.
Yeah, I think just getting an extra meat
Body.
sponge would be good. Body, yeah, would be worth it.
I mean, I got
So,
one second level and two 1-level slots left. So
Let's go out. We gotta get our magic caster up as well as get one of our tanks back. So
Since
'cause
we've some time, should we maybe check out the other gate?
Which other gate?
over
the
on
one
Academy Street, gate 1.
from further away, not going directly up to it, but just looking.
Oh,
We could
yeah, we
scope
could
it
go.
out.
Yeah, we could scope it out and see what we could see.
Sneak around
Sure.
this little triangle, see if we can see what's going on there. This is the one with the trolls, or this is the
No, the trolls
the
is
king's-
over. The trolls is over
is
here,
the
I think.
king's
At
one,
King's
right?
Gate.
Yeah, it'd
And
be.
that's
Do we know
probably.
which one is King's Gate?
I'm assuming it's 2 since it's the King's Road.
Oh, the one by the King's Road. Yes, two. Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
the power of deduction is strong with this one.
Yes.
Yeah, let's.
Okay.
Yeah, we can. I think get Tali back. Get your spell slots. I can get more berries because I ate all my berries after getting walloped on during the fight. So yeah, that could be good. But we can
Okay.
go. We can go up here and go up. We can go look at this gate and see what's happening up here, though.
Sure. So that would require you to travel a little bit through an area of the city that you haven't been yet. How are you going to approach that? Are you going to stick to the wall? Are you going to go through some back streets? What are you going to do?
I'm thinking the wall. Unless you said the walls are really high, so unless something just like jumps
Yes.
down off the wall, we'll have at least one side where nothing's going to come at us.
To be
Yeah,
quite frank, if something would jump down from the wall, it'll probably die. Like it's that high
Yeah.
up.
Exactly.
what I'm worried about is it's a wall, so any creatures or something traveling through here that don't know their paths yet would gather up at the wall, and you have really long sight lines there.
Yeah, it seems pretty out in the open.
Okay. Well, we can go up and take the back streets.
All right.
Um,
Who's taking point?
uh,
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I guess we'll do the same thing as totally up front since he knows it better. Then I'll be behind him.
Sure.
Blondie.
You want survival, don't you?
Oh wait, totally. What's your survival?
+6.
Yeah, definitely you then. Yep.
All right. In that case, yes, I would like a survival check.
Starting out strong. Starting out strong.
That is a 21, right? It is.
Yes, it is.
Most of this area seems to have indeed been cleared out by, you would assume, the hooded lanterns. You don't run into anything, in fact. It is just a very quiet area of the city for once. I'd imagine that you will come up about here, which is where you can see the gate. And what you can see is honestly something very weird, which, it is Drakkenheim. But what you're seeing is indeed something very weird. Yes, there is another gate here. This gate has been um, mostly left intact by the meteor. Of course, this is one of the gates that is the farthest away from the meteor, so it only makes sense that the gate itself wouldn't be impacted too much. So, while there is still widespread destruction around the gate itself, you'll see that there's multiple buildings that are just like torn to rubble. The gate itself is still standing. So much so, in fact, that there's something off about the gate. As you're looking towards the gate from where you are standing, you see that the gates themselves emit a bit of light, if you will. There's a very colorful display of light that is emitting all around the gate itself. And if you're looking towards the portcullis itself almost looks as if just beyond that there is very pretty daylight, as if there is a field behind there with grass slowly breathing in the wind and a couple of trees that haven't lost their leaves. Something happened here.
Yeah.
Wait, so it
Thanks,
looks like
Captain
it's
Obvious.
it looks like it's a pretty like daylight with pretty trees and stuff.
Yes, but everything
So
has
wait.
been everything is enshrouded on all sides by sort of like this prismatic sort of like glowing light.
So basically, kind of like a portal.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more worried about those claw marks and footprints and stuff. What's this?
So the claw marks and whatnot that you see on the ground, they're not claw marks per se. They're shredded bits and pieces of wood, very tiny, but they're all about the same size. I think the other thing that you might immediately notice, as a matter of fact, let's give that a roll. Give me a whoever wants to try for this. You can all give me a perception check.
Oh my.
Oh,
20!
Oh, damn. Okay. So
Okay.
one of you is going to notice. at least. Anyone else wants to roll for this? You don't have to.
About
With the
time
distance
he
should
hits
be
one.
enough.
He hits one of those.
That is true.
Oh, it was almost an 18. Come on.
Oh,
Hi,
So
welcome back with your
stupid.
4.
yeah. LED sees the pretty lights.
I
Which,
love being
fair.
stupid.
Nibarlan, you're the one with the natural 20.
He sees it all.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is, you're noticing, like, about this portal, you're noticing two things. As you stare at it for long enough, like, this isn't drawing you in or anything, like, this isn't some sort of, like, hypnotic spell. It just looks pretty and off, obviously. But as you're looking at this for long enough, you do notice one thing. This whole image that is basically being shown over there, at some point after, say, 15, 20 seconds, does sort of like a fade out, fade in. Like a very subtle fade out and immediately pops back up. Almost as if like a video is being replayed. You know, you don't know what a video is in character, but just to,
Yeah.
to give the idea of what you're seeing. That is one. Secondly, when that happens, you're noticing one other thing about the gate. Where all this light is and whatnot, when that just subtly fades out and fades in again, you notice there's some giant cobwebs there.
Ah, it's
I do see the
Sheila.
giant cobwebs. Yes.
I'm going to. Who got LED? Who got the lowest LED? You're walking towards it, and I go.
I'm
wait.
not walking. I'm just like,
Aren't we like a couple of 100 meters away?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, let me just put you in
Yeah.
the side street over here. That would make more sense.
Okay. So. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like
No, we're not. No. Mm-mm.
I just wanted to know if it's an entryway in. It doesn't look like the city is in there, so it's a no.
Yep, exactly. It's a nope.
I like how Nespit's like, that's not the city. We don't want to go in there. Okay. He sees a field. That's a field. That's not the city. Let's go. I'm going to explain that it is definitely it's definitely an illusion, and it is most likely based using my deductions as a ranger. It seems like a spider, some sort of spider creature, is using a illusion to lure in prey. Using that's my ranger assessment. And I will point out. I'll get everybody else in on it, and we'll all watch as it fades, and they can see the spider webs too. So,
Yeah.
cool.
And that's if that's the
I mean, not
since that's the
cool. That's
case,
terrifying, but let's go.
it's terrifying. But yeah, let's not do this right now. Let's go ahead and go do our other plan.
This is a
This is-
problem. This is a problem for future Plan C.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Plan F.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, let's get you back to the map.
But before we go though,
Yep.
were there?
Yep.
Did I see any? Did I see crystals over there?
Yes, a lot.
Uh,
Like at the base of this, at the base of this gate, you've seen a couple of like crystals, like the ones that are about the size of your forearm.
It's
I can bring you
no.
back if you want
You
to.
stop.
No,
You
no,
stop.
No.
Because that's what
Um,
it's using to lure you in.
Good point.
Yeah.
Were there any crystals further out from the gate instead of the ones at the gate? 'Cause-
Nope.
No, because
you-
every dumbass has
Far
picked up
away
everything.
from the gate.
Every dumbass has picked up everything from outside and brought it into the web to get the bigger ones, and then they got eaten, and then they drop them all.
Very true.
How
Okay.
far were we
Yeah.
from the gate? At the closest.
the crystals.
No,
Sure,
we.
sir.
Yes. How far were we from the gate when we looked at this?
Let's say 100 meters.
Get your servant out. Get your servant out.
Oh no!
That's the thing I'm thinking about.
Oh,
But that's
God.
only, I think, 60 feet.
Can we get in? We can sneak in closer. We get behind a. We go back to the map. I know you just
Yes,
unloaded
please.
it.
No worries. I'm already feeling something might be cooking, so let's grab call this gate again. Yes.
I just
So-
want to say, if that's a creature or a spider doing that illusion, I feel like that's a pretty you
I mean,
know,
It's one right there.
Are these? This is actually what I was referring to. Are these like crystals? The ones that are sitting out here. Are these actually? Or this is just like glowing stuff that's got radiation on it?
Yeah, that is basically just like residue that's been splattered against the buildings. They're not actual crystals. If they were, I would have told you.
Damn it.
Over here, there are crystals.
Yes, and they are
Okay.
within that sort of like that glittering prismatic rainbow effect of light. You might actually deduct that it might be coming from these very crystals. Like they're that close to it.
Hmm.
I feel like this is so far above our pay grade right now.
Yeah, we're not.
And you guys are greeting our death.
Well, if we have an unseen servant, if the unseen servant can go up there and grab a crystal and run away real quick, then
That's all right.
it's not
Problem
much
is, I need to
gain.
be within 60 feet of the crystal.
I'm just telling you, Atoli's not going to step in to help if shit goes south.
60 right here. That's 60. That's 60 feet right there. Are these? Is this like open space or is this a building?
It's difficult terrain. It used to be a building. You can definitely look over it, if you will.
So you could hide.
That means
You could hide.
they can look over it. So the giant spider thing. Do the webs go all the way up the gate? Like this is a
Yeah, so the gate is
wall, right?
high. Like let me give you the
So-
actual number, but the gate is up there. Let's have a look.
I think last time you said it was a couple of 100 feet or something.
Yeah, they're huge. But let me give you the exact numbers. Yeah, so the towers are 260 foot high. These are some big ass towers. And the walls
Okay.
themselves are 200 feet.
Okay,
You can-
I have an
Okay.
idea.
Well, and what's your idea?
First of all, I cast Unseen. I would cast Unseen Servant.
Mhm.
It's
Yes.
not concentration, it lasts for an hour. Then I would
Yep.
cast invisibility on myself and get a bit closer. And then have the servant to try to pick up one of the crystals. And if all else fails, I just book it. I'll
That's
also
an
cast Long Stride on myself.
That's an excellent plan. If you want, what you could do, yeah, that could work. So I was like, say, 'cause,
Can you
I mean,
you
why
have
wouldn't that work?
you have to tell the unseen servant what to do out loud, right? It's not like a mind thing.
You can mentally command the servant.
You can mentally. Oh my god. Okay,
you
well
can
then
do
why not?
yeah,
Why the fuck
let's
not?
go for it. Yeah, this is like a super stealth.
Okay.
Try and see if we can just invisible guy commanding an invisible servant to pick up a big rock. So
It would
this-
just
I
be the
mean,
big rock moving and just see if that attracts the fucking thing.
let's
Does
do
your
it. And
we
unseen
then,
haven't
servant have a name,
seen
by the way, or is it
anything
just
yet,
unseen
yeah.
servant?
It's generic Unseen Servant number 2. I don't
Number
make
2.
attachments.
But you're
Call him-
counting how
call
many
him
there
Bob.
are.
It's Bob now.
he just bobs along. So everything just bobs when he picks it up.
Exactly.
Oh, that is cute.
It's no one has any horrible objections to that. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
That's a really good plan. That's really good. 'Cause my other thought was to like get a rope, get your unseen servant to put a rope around it, and then we just. But I like your idea better.
Doesn't that sort of negate the idea of an unseen servant putting a rope around it? Then it's a seen servant.
Well, I mean, but he'll be seen as soon as he picks up the rock anyway. But or at least he'll.
Yeah, maybe don't bring the rocks straight to us, but in a radius somewhere far away.
Yeah, set it somewhere else.
Yes, in either case,
Yeah.
I'll just book it with the rocks, basically.
But
Yeah. Totally
bring
gonna
it
hunker down in
somewhere.
this little corner of broken house where he's sitting now. Makes himself as small and as invisible as possible as this stupid plan carries out.
So Felix,
Oh.
where's Felix gonna put himself up at?
I mean, we're basically further away than we are on the map right now, if I understand correctly. This is just
Yeah. This is just a place your tokens down, but you're a little further away still.
Yes, so I'll
Okay.
basically try to approach here-ish. Okay,
well, I'm
so
gonna.
I ritually cast Unseen Servant. That didn't cost me anything. Then
Right.
I will, using a spell slot, cast a Long Stride on myself. It's not concentration, and lasts 1 hour.
Yep.
And then I will use a spell slot to cast Invisibility on myself.
Oof.
I'm not gonna let him go by himself because we're further out. I'm gonna get probably where we're actually at and give him Overwatch. Just in case.
Yeah. So then Felix will stealthily approach to within 60 feet of the first sizable crystal. Basically coming from this direction.
All right. So the crystals are all within the light area. So basically lining the wall of the gate.
Okay, so I need to get about here-ish.
Yeah, just on that corner. Like I don't discriminate on 5 feet. So like around that corner, you would be fine.
Okay, and then he will command Bob, I guess, to go and pick up one of those crystals.
All right.
But he bops along.
So a couple of things will happen.
Oh, fuck.
It's
goody.
it's the unseen servant though.
So that is one of the things. As your unseen servant moves forward, you don't really have a way to verify it because he's unseen. As he gets like in this sort of like crystal, like crystal light, and gets very close to one of the crystals, you're noticing that there is a waft of air like around him. And all of a sudden, you realize that the prismarine light that you're seeing is reflecting off of something. The wall itself, the gate itself, actually is harboring a very thick cloud of the haze. This is one of those deep pockets that was that was told to you, and it really does look like a blanket, like a haze that is in there. And because your unseen servant moves inside of it through the prismarine light, you can actually see him. It is a very shapeless kind of feature, but you can actually see him. Secondly, because you are within reach of the gate, which is within 90 feet, you are looking in the general direction of the gate, and because of that, I require a wisdom saving throw from you.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, shit.
All right, so
14.
that does save. No, wait, it's 14. It doesn't save. It should be 15.
14? Yeah.
Yep.
You only got the plus
Um,
1 to that. Oof.
I need a couple of dice. Hang on. As you're looking upon this gate and you're seeing your unseen servant for the first time, you feel suddenly this racking pain in your head as there's just something going on. This is something unlike you've ever seen before, and it's just, quite frankly, it's hurting you. As it does, you take a total of 19 points of psychic damage.
That's a
And
problem.
Yeah, that's
yes,
a problem.
and you
Uh,
suffer a Drakkenheim madness, for which I have to roll. Give me 1 second.
I'm not sure if this still happens because I'm unconscious.
Is madness induced when you are, because you run out of hit points?
Yes.
All right, so it will induce, but it won't act. It will be acted upon until you wake.
Do we get to know?
Yes, I will tell you when you wake.
Oh. Right, because we have to go get him. Oh.
So we're like couple still further back, just seeing him appear.
Yes, because
invisible
you go
people.
unconscious, so you also turn visible again, right?
Right. Yes.
Yes.
Oh
right.
no.
And lastly, now that you are
Oh,
there,
God.
yeah, there's 3 things. Now that the unseen servant goes into this thick haze over there, and luckily being an unseen servant, that doesn't do anything to it. As it tries to reach for one of the crystals, it hits one of the webs over there because this gate is covered in them. Just to make sure, hashtag trigger warning. Anyone afraid of spiders here?
Only your real
I
ones.
mean,
Cool.
yeah, it's not real. It's
So a
not
couple of these
great.
babies.
It's not real.
Oh, I remember those.
3 phase spiders appear exactly as the web is touched, and they all come crawling down the gate towards
Right,
where the
'cause you
unseen
touch
servant
the
is.
web, and then well, okay. That
All
makes
3 of them
sense.
will try to strike at the unseen servant, which I don't think will do anything because it's incorporeal.
It's not
Right?
incorporeal, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, does it actually have hit
Well, it
points?
has to be able to
It has
pick
hit
things
points.
up, right?
Yeah, it has to be able to pick
Give me
things
a
up.
second.
Oh, that's true.
Mindless Shapeless Force, AC 10, 1 hit point.
Fair enough. Then it'll take. It'll make an
10.
attack on it. AC, how much?
10.
Yeah, no, that's gonna hit.
And,
One of the
he's
spiders
gone.
will
Okay.
bite it for a dirty 20, and do more than enough damage to immediately make it disappear. As that happens,
Okay.
the 3 spiders sort of like hiss around a little bit, looking at like what just happened, because basically when it dies, it's just gone. They'll look around, and then they'll slowly crawl back up again. And as they crawl back up, they sort of phase out of existence again.
Oh.
Okay.
So, for everyone else's perspective, you see Felix going invisible, and a little later, you see Felix appearing again in a pool of blood on the ground, like bleeding from his ears.
Yep. Well, I wasn't watching, so
Okay.
I'm gonna Felix. I'm here to back you up. Going to.
I have
Got-
a
Do I
healing
need to make
potion.
death saves?
You're unconscious,
I have
so
2
I'll.
healing potions.
If they immediately want to heal you, I'll allow that because that'll be within your like it will be very bitchy to say like, oh, every 6 seconds. If they immediately try to at least stabilize you, you're fine, which I imagine they will.
Yeah, I mean, I would. I'm. That's the whole reason why I'm there is to back him up. So
Yeah. So then no, you're fine.
Go there, check on him, make sure he's, I guess, stable. Is that the term? Stable.
Stabilize, yes.
Yeah.
That won't give him any hit points, but that'll basically stop him from dying.
Yep. So I put the harness on him, and then he and Blondie book it. He's being dragged just like we did Petra.
Yep.
And I go back to, and we drag him back to where everybody else is.
Okay. And I can feed him one of the healing potions just because I feel like we want to
I
make sure
can
he's actually
also-
got some hit points.
Yeah, I got a couple bear. Oh, if I'm about to go do it here. Shoot, I got I cast let's see. Well, I cast a good berry, and I start squeezing 10 berries into his mouth.
Okay. That would be 10 hit points, right?
10 hit points. Yep.
All right. So you can add 10 hit points to yourself, and as you revive, your madness will induce.
oh, for the love
Oh,
of God!
right, the madness. Oh my god, that we don't know
So-
about technically. Okay.
Drakkenheim
yeah.
madness is a little different than normal madness. It lasts for, luckily, like by default, it doesn't last indefinite unless you persist through like haze and whatnot without the proper precautions. This one is long-term madness, which means a couple of hours. It feels like that's long, but like it's only luckily a couple of hours. I rolled for it. You're very lucky. I rolled a 1, so for you only have this for 1 hour. It
Okay.
could have been 20.
20. Whoa.
Yeah, it's 2D.
Okay.
It's a 1d20 on the Drakkenheim Madness table. It is a very annoying one though, because as you wake up, basically the first thing that comes out of your mouth is, "Why do I have all these useless organs inside of me?"
What?
I
Do
mean,
with that what you will.
I'm pretty sure just the.
Do I
appendix
realize that I
feels-
said that? Or am
Yes,
I not
but-
Wait, what is
really
the
No,
aware?
madness? Wait,
I mean, madness doesn't incapacitate you in any shape or form. So yeah, you'll notice that you said that, but you probably also believe it right now.
Oh my.
It's madness.
what's the actual thing though? What's the?
Does he try and take his organs out now, or is he just?
If he gets the option, he will. So as he says this, I'll leave it up to you how you want to handle this. If he has something nearby that will that is,
I mean, he has a
that
dagger
will-
on him.
Yeah, you firmly believe in this. So like, imagine that you wake up and you actually firmly believe that you shouldn't have all these useless organs inside of you. What are you gonna do?
I mean, he'll probably go ahead and reach for his dagger and just try to go for seppuku.
Nabarlo's right there. He stops him and tells Blondie to grapple him.
You can make an opposing strength check if you want, but if you're going to allow that to just happen, I'm fine. Like, we don't have to do rolls for that.
I mean, he believes he needs to do that, so he will do an opposing
All right.
athletics.
Oh, yep. Make an opposing athletics.
Oh no.
Athletics.
Good luck, Blondie.
For Blondie.
That's pretty
What do
high.
you
Dear fucking god.
What, he'll just
Uh-oh.
knock himself out again? What?
I mean, make yourself make a dagger attack on yourself.
Do I need to roll to hit?
Roll a hit with advantage.
Technically, but it's on yourself, so it shouldn't be too hard. But yeah.
With advantage? Okay.
I didn't make you take your
Double 15s.
job.
Didn't
That'll
do
hit.
anything.
Jesus fucking Christ.
8 damage.
8?
Wait.
So you have 2 hit
what is
points
the
left.
eight?
Okay, well, I'm like, what the
It should
fuck?
be
So
8.
That's a lot
So-
of damage, though, that you got extra.
That
Yeah,
can't
it
be.
should be plus
A
5, not
dagger?
plus 7. Unless I'm.
We talked about this before. The extra plus 2 is wrong, so there should be 6 total.
Okay. Blondie's I'm going to help her now this time and help her try to subdue him because this is a little nutty.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see, athletics. You're doing this again?
Of course.
Wait, no, yeah, me do it again. But...
Why are you so strong? You
Oh,
have
I know, I
plus
got-
1 to strength.
I got one more. I got one more because I didn't do it with advantage. So there we go again.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There we go. So me and Blondie.
Okay, that's a little better.
23. Yeah. So he is actually still in that. He's still in that harness. So I use the rope to wrap him up.
Wouldn't that be the worst way to get a player kill? What did you die of? Myself.
I got mad and I stabbed myself.
Okay. Well, now that that's been settled,
Is
Also
that
Barry-
settled? Like how? Okay.
Watching
What?
all of this unfold from like the corner and everything, Atoli like finally gets up and is like, "Can we leave now?"
Yeah,
Yes.
please.
Also Barry, I didn't mean to like do DM say with advantage. I was like, oh, that'd be
No, that's that.
It's
See, if what you say is a perfectly logical assumption and is basically how the rules should be interpreted, then 9 out of 10 times I'm fine with it. Like
okay.
I don't hog the DM rule like that. The DM rule.
I was like,
It's
oh,
fine.
that'd be funny. He's like, oh, you have advantage against yourself. That's just funny. Okay.
Yeah, no. If you don't hear me in hang on a minute, then I'm usually fine with it. So don't worry.
Yeah, totally. You're right. Let's get out of here. Going to Blondie's gonna just keep on dragging. Felix,
Can I try to take his dagger from him?
That's probably a good
Just
idea.
like sleight of
Yeah.
hand, something.
It's like stabbing your leg like while you're grappled. Like, oh damn it! It's muscle.
Would that be sleight of hand?
I can imagine Elegy just walking up there.
You could try to take it from him, but he's struggling.
Hey, Felix, let me just see your dagger. Like,
No, she's gonna be
How do you-
stealthy about it.
Are you want to be stealthy about it? Then let's make that a sleight of hand check against your athletics.
oh god.
Athletics? Okay.
I
Well,
mean,
he's
you're
tied
holding
up.
on to this.
He's also tied up now.
Yeah, so he can't hurt himself,
It
but he's
didn't even
still
roll.
having a
It's
firm
went
grasp on
straight
the.
for a 10. Aha!
Not that
Haha,
not that
sir.
firm though. Hey, buddy, how are you? Yes, thank you.
However, I still have another dagger,
That's right.
Oh god, that.
No.
and that's the delirium chip one.
You're
Okay, so
But
the
you're
question is, are
But I'm tied
you
up. I guess he can't
tied
get
up.
to it.
He's tied up now.
Uh,
Because you're right. I did have you. Because you did have it in your hand. I didn't wrestle it from you. So
My
Okay,
mind just
so I
totally
have-
made like a little cartoon of this. Like, you finally wrestle this dagger out of his hand. You turn to the group like, ah, success. And behind you, you hear just like, splunk, as like another dagger goes in.
God.
Am I the only one sitting here
Okay.
thinking the most logical option after he wakes up like that is literally walk over and knock him out again?
I was thinking that as well.
Okay, thank you.
okay.
So you wanna go?
knock him?
Yes.
You want to knock him out?
No, just want to go. We got him. Like he's
Oh,
restrained now.
yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Okay.
He's not like screaming or like he's just
No, he's just crazy.
struggling a little bit. Like, what are you?
He's
I'm
struggling
pretty sure-
against the ropes. But
Yeah, and I'm
he's,
pretty sure you might maybe like try to convince like, no, but these organs really need to come out, like something like that. So this is something you're like, this is a
I'm
conviction.
not sure how vocal he would be. He is pretty banged up, and he's probably not very talkative right now.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
All right. So moving away from the college gate, where do you want to go to?
Oh wait, did you
Out of-
unravel, reveal, whatever, unblacken the number 1 spot in the box?
Oh, can do. Yes.
Just so that we can reference to it instead of number 1.
There you go. Oh, and
Yeah.
King's Gate. You've heard
Okay.
about that one too. There you go.
Cool, thank you.
So we're gonna
So
get the
we're heading
fuck
out.
out of here.
We're getting out now. Are we still going for that 21 rolled earlier, or
Well,
survival?
we're gonna go out and
Survival.
Probably
rest.
need to.
Oh, for this area, like there's a limit where I'm like, well, you've suffered enough for now, so like you make it out without issue.
Then let's
now
get
it's-
north of the castle, out of the haze, and find a place to set up a makeshift camp.
Okay.
Because now more than before when we talked about this, Felix needs a long
Yeah.
rest.
So a logical place to go to would be Eckerman Mill, but you can also opt to just
Yeah.
go somewhere in the woods. It's up to you.
Well, if we go to Eckerman Mill, or we're going to explain.
We're gonna have
I
to
guess-
explain how we got over here. We're gonna run into
Are
new
there
people.
at Eckerman Mill? Yeah.
Yes,
Like
we're
how-
gonna run into definitely
What's
gonna
it?
run into new people because that's where the Hooded Lanterns also go.
Oh,
Yeah, they
Just-
do. They have a little place off the side to Eckerman Mill itself. Eckerman Mill is really just a final staging area before heading into the city. Quite like Emerald Village, it's just not a village. But beyond that, it is just a place to go to and rest up and bandage.
And just so we're clear,
Okay.
we made a makeshift raft. That's how we got over here. Just like Petra said, they make makeshift rafts. We did the same thing. That's how we got over here.
Yeah, I've built one.
So Eckerman Mill. I guess,
I thought
but
we were just gonna go north into the forested shrubbery area, whatever it is on the map, north of the
let's
castle.
just do that.
Find a place where
all
we
the
just...
way over here? Like all the
I
way
thought
No,
over
we
no,
here?
north, outside of what we can see here, outside of the
I thought we were
haze.
go-
Oh,
so we can
okay,
rest.
okay.
You're going this way.
So if you
Yes.
don't go to Eckerman Mill, but basically into the
up
woods
here.
and make camp over there, there are a couple of things that you will need to roll for because you're going to be all by yourself somewhere that you don't know.
I think we should go to Eckerman Mill. It's-
I'm good either way.
Let's go to Eckerman Mill.
It's just gonna be fun bullshitting our way out of this one.
Well, we might not have to bullshit. Just like coming back, our buddy here, he went insane, so we had to time up.
Yeah, and then they're gonna probably want to put him down because he's a potential threat to everyone now if he's gone insane.
By the time we get there, though, he's gonna be. We don't know that, but
You
he'll be
don't
fine.
know that.
He still stabbed
That's true.
himself.
Yeah.
And we come packing him restrained on a dragon's back.
I think in the wilderness we'll be fine for a night. I think it's
We've done
I
good
will-
with
I-
the wilderness
Balin is a
before.
ranger.
yeah.
I think
you're right.
honestly, someone is screaming like, well, you're not screaming, but someone saying weird shit while being tied up on the back of a dragon is not the weirdest thing most people are going to see today. So
It's
This
still
is
gonna have to
Drakkenheim, huh?
It's still gonna have to be something we have to explain why we're keeping him alive instead of just abandoning him.
That's true. Okay, well,
Yeah, why are we keeping him alive instead of just
Hey, gold splits better
Oh,
4
let's
ways
know how to
than
think
5,
about
right?
this.
Gold splits better 4 ways than 5.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
In character,
Can we just
in character, that's actually a good point. Out of character, I don't want to just make it a habit of offing other players. So
No, it's a throwaway joke. It's
okay.
not a real not a real thing. So
I don't want
we
to. I think we should go this way towards Eckerman, but maybe not go to Eckerman Mill, but just that direction
yeah, can we
instead of
just
going.
get closer and like see if
Yeah,
it's
I think that
Yeah,
would
like
I
it's
be
don't.
not like
more
there's gonna be
suspicious.
like a cozy hotel for us to be in there. Like we're still gonna be outside.
I
And we
don't
would
know.
have to
I think
talk to
as Nespep just said, like it's just potentially just seems more
At what
like
point? So on the road there, his madness will wear off, right?
Yes.
We don't know that.
we don't know.
We don't.
No, but
But
like
we will,
while
though.
you're you will be traveling for at least 2 hours to get out of the haze, and so within that travel time, you will learn that he will become a little bit more himself. Whether or not you trust that is, of course, up to you.
still
But he
not
will
giving
sound a
back
lot
that
more
dagger.
logic.
Does
Yeah,
Felix remember everything that happened, or is it like
Absolutely, no, vividly.
Oh.
No, you were livid, like you were here.
okay.
I think he will just calm down a bit, no longer struggle against it, but wait a bit, not trusting his own judgment for a while more. And he doesn't have to move right now.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
you still got mind spiked to hell.
Yes.
I can't
Let's,
imagine the pain you went through internally, considering you're bleeding out of your ears.
well, I would prefer to go to Eckerman Mill, but you're right. We're going to have to. Because if he's not questioning why he's tied up right now, then we're going to still roll up with a dude tied up, dragged behind a dragon. So
I think that probably that might be a daily occurrence for them. It's
That's
directly
true.
in front of the gate. There's probably every couple of days some adventurers going, "Hey, let's go in," and coming back with some insane people. If that's what happens.
That's actually a good point.
The question
I
is
say
just what rules do they have?
Okay.
If it's run by any faction and they have strict rule sets that, hey, you can't do that here, or they
It's
take
gonna be
him
run
into
by
custody.
It'll be run by hooded lanterns.
I mean, we have set
Which we have
forces in motion so far. We set the rat people on the falling flame guys. We set the bandits on the holy guys, and you know who else? Who knows what else is in motion?
So I guess do we
So what
go
I'm
off?
getting, what
Or
I'm,
we
yeah,
go off, or
what
we
I
go
was
to Eckerman Mill?
I was going to say, I heard three things. Either go to Ackerman Mill itself, which I don't believe you're choosing, or two, scout it out, then make your decision, or three, just go into the woods. Those, I believe, were your three options that you talked about.
Well, we do have
Yeah.
a rogue who could maybe
Yeah,
do
I
a little
can scout
sneaky.
it out.
Yeah, and see what it's looking like.
I don't know how
even do it.
close we have to be. Oh, right, with my
You-
freaking telepathy thing.
Yeah, so you could just we could just hang way back. You could do a little stealth, and then
Yeah.
let us know how it looks.
I have to be
I still think it's not a good
within
idea.
1 mile.
Well, it'd be just her going. And
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
we're staying back 1 mile, and then something happens.
No, we wouldn't
It-
stay back a whole mile. I'm just saying that that is the range
we
of
could.
my.
I mean, we could
Yeah.
be like 2 football fields away, and
Yeah, and then what's more suspicious? Someone dragging someone on a dragon into the city, into Ackerman Mill, or someone standing just outside of it and not trying to go in there? Like, I
she's a
would say
rogue.
either we go directly in or we
The goal
go
is that I'm not
north of them.
seen.
Yeah,
The
she's
goal
a
is that I'm
rogue. She's got
stealthy.
+7 to stealth.
It's run by those military fanatics. They're probably having patrols and stuff around Ackerman Hill. Mill, sorry.
Okay, so then we don't have to go there. We can just camp outside of it. Like, what is the? I guess I'm asking, like, what is the benefit of Eckerman Hill? Is there?
It's
Just more safe there. Is that's
civilized? Because if we go in the woods, I mean, we're outside the woods of Drakkenheim.
but
we gotta
Eckerman
do.
doesn't have like a hotel for us or like
It's
it's just
got
a mill, right? Like
It's got the essential the police of the area are based right there. So like, I'm just thinking more of we don't have to worry about bandits coming sneaking up on us or monsters coming sneaking up on us because it's the worst we have to
okay.
deal with is the local authorities basically. That's my thought at least. And we dealt with them already. Actually, I'm just thinking now. If I was like, oh, I could show them the signet ring, but I'm like, they're like, oh, you must have pulled it off her corpse. Okay.
Yeah, but at least in a couple of hours they will be coming back there. They rotate every 12 hours with Eckerman Hill.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think. So it's just whether or not we trust the hooded lanterns to not like see us and
Harass us.
immediately kill us.
Yeah,
And it seems like it totally does not trust.
We would have to come here if we're beating Petra. We'd have to come here anyway.
Yeah.
But in 2 days, so
yeah. I mean, I'm up for a little fun if y'all want to camp out in the woods, but I think just character would be Nabarlin would say, let's go to Eckerman Mill because that's what Petra said that is the next civilized place if we need to heal up.
I love that your ranger just wants to be in a warm bed. Like he doesn't want to be in
he is a man
he's
a man. He's a refined ranger.
It's like I've got all these skills that would help us in the forest, but no, let's
it's not just us. He's also dragging someone who is very badly wounded.
Yeah, I just
there is an extent to. Right, you're right. That's a good argument. Let's go out in the woods. Let's go.
So the woods it is.
So you're just gonna,
I guess,
basically just what's the word for it? I can't put it to words, but basically just trick to accepting to go to the woods because you don't want to sound scared.
Let's say it's a valid argument.
Okay. So we're giving Eckerman Mill a wide berth, and we're just going to go into the woods.
I'd like to think we're still going because we're having this discussion on the road this way. So I guess we're going to veer off.
All right. And we're not checking out Eckerman Mill. So in that case, I was quickly adding a little map for that because I didn't have a camp map ready. You're the very first that say, well, let's just go into the woods. Why not? You know, what's the worst that can happen? Luckily, I do have maps like that ready as well. So they're not really on brand in terms of like style, because there are some trees and whatnot full in leaves that shouldn't be here. But at least it's a camp, right? So
that's fine.
And it's a camp with 5
apologies
beds.
for being different.
No, I love it. Like, you know, feel free to. Oh, that is a very tiny grid. Let me adjust the grid
Also
for a
some
second.
big beds.
You just find the giant beds here in the woods. This isn't our camp. Yeah, this isn't our camp. This is a camp we found, and everything is just massive.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's make that a gosh.
And as we're stopping for the camp, Felix would address the others, going, "Can someone get me out of this? I think I think I'm as fine as I'll be for a while."
So you're okay with your organs now?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on organs?
More I like them where they are right now.
Okay.
Inside. Oh.
Okay.
I
you'll-
am gonna pat you on the stab wound with one of the tar patches.
Thank you. That's a lot better.
I'll give you your dagger back reluctantly.
Appreciate it.
All right, there you go.
Oh, it's like we're back in the time. This is
Thistle starts hooting and hooting because she recognizes where she is. Oh,
Yeah.
I was here.
okay.
All right, so
I'm
you build a primitive camp with stuff that you have with you and just some supplies that you can find around.
A bit close there, Nespit. Go get your own sleeping bag.
I didn't see you there.
Okay, you're both in the sleeping bag. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there.
So, what will you do for your rest tonight?
We probably should definitely keep watch, because this is not a ideal situation. So, Nessa usually stay up. Do you want to take the first watch? Or do you want to take second watch?
Either's fine. I can take the first watch.
Will you be more focused on the first or second?
Depending, I can be focused either early or late. I can adjust my schedule.
I gotcha. Okay. I know you're gonna be working on a little robot turtle. I'm assuming.
It's gonna solve itself. I gotta restock my other stuff.
I will do the second watch then. Before I do though,
can
I
do-
will be casting Goodberry. I'll be casting Goodberry twice.
All right.
I can do the third watch because I haven't really used a lot of stuff and I'm feeling surprisingly refreshed. It's my way of saying
However,
that I
would that be?
have all my abilities still.
Can we say that I grabbed some random metal off the streets while we were going out of Drakkenheim and I'm piling it up now in some corner of the camp for
Sure.
Kali?
Sure.
Okay.
Like you need your tinkering before bedtime, right? So
Yeah.
I imagine that Loki, this little makeshift hut was kind of yours. You'd sit in there and do your tinkering while not getting
Yeah,
I
burnt
like
down.
that. Yeah.
I'm gonna shove all of the metal in one corner and release the little Tali spider back into the metal. That starts working. And I'm gonna start doing my own preparations for my spells and stuff.
I love that. Here's Tally.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would only
so,
have him after a long rest. So if we roll anything tonight,
Oh
it's
yeah. I'll keep him hidden. But for now, he's there. So, what are you going to do on your watches? Who's the first one?
One thing before Felix goes to bed, he pulls out his
Don't you
his
dare say
special
dagger.
bottle.
Okay.
No,
Cool.
his special bottle, and uncorks it and puts it on the ground next to his bed. It's the magic mouth bottle.
As you uncork it, doesn't it make like a loud noise already?
No, it's only if wait, I have it in the item description. Where is it? When the bottle is uncorked, and there's a small or larger creature within 30 feet of the object that's not one of the members of Plan C or their familiars.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's good.
You just want to be yelled to sleep, you know. Intruder! Ah! Ah.
Well, it's like it's like an
It's
alarm.
white. It's
That's
white
good.
noise
Yeah.
anyway.
It's
right?
white noise.
Oh god.
Horrible.
No,
All
so
right.
basically it's a 30 feet radius alarm for anything that's not us.
Us.
Not us.
Very
yes.
smart.
Good. Yay.
All right. So who had first watch?
I can take first watch.
Right.
What do
I'll
you
do
do
second.
besides tinkering?
As I said, I just released the spider into the metal heap, let it work, and probably set up some little pots and stuff for the tar, and just sit down and look around while all of that is cooking.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Wow.
16. You're basically like the trees have leaves on the map. They don't in real life. But you are basically in a copse of would-be trees, which still gives you a little bit of protection from the elements and basically prying eyes. It is just dead over here. Like being in the forest, or like what was left of a forest, should have some sounds of the day or the night. Like the odd, like random, like animal that's passing by, birds singing, maybe even a mosquito like flying by. There's nothing of that. And because it's so quiet, at some point that does just like sort of hit you like, it's so quiet. Beyond that, nothing happens. Second watch was for in Barlin, right?
Yep.
All right. What do you do?
So as I'm watching, it's still kind of daylight, but I'll be periodically using Thistle's night vision to also look as well. Just in the places that are too dark to make out for my human eyes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Other than that, what are you doing? Are you just like tending the fire, or?
Tend the fire. Also, I guess also looking at my ritual book, memorizing stuff inside of it.
Mhm.
That's kind of what I'm doing. I take the watch seriously. You gotta keep your eye out.
All right. Make me a perception check. It should be disadvantage, but you have this last, so you're fine.
Perception.
Oh shit.
Dude,
Getting out those natural 20s.
why are you wasting them now?
I know. Well, it might not be a waste. What's
Nothing happens.
No, actually, it does something. Something does happen. As you're tending the fire and just listening to the nothingness and maybe a little bit of the tinkering of
Dink,
Nespip.
dink.
That gives at least some resemblance of civilization, You two notice that beyond the soft wind and the pitter pattering of the slight rain that has set in, there's just nothing. Until about halfway your watch, and you do notice that you hear some very soft footprints on the forest soil. It is very dark outside of the camp, so you will not necessarily be able to see it, but I imagine you will use Thistle to have a look, right?
Yep.
Right. So with Thistle looking through her eyes in that general direction, you spot a wolf. The wolf is cautiously approaching the camp, sort of looking at the group. It is not moving quickly. It is sort of just like getting closer a little bit. Then it stops as it sees the five of you. You can very clearly see that the wolf has spotted all of you. And it just stands there and stares at all of you for a short while. It is like a little bit of ways off from the camp. And then it decides, instead of getting closer, it decides to move off, and it turns to its side to move in another direction. And as it does, to your astonishment, through the eyes of Thistle, you notice that this was only half a wolf. The front side of this wolf was very much a wolf. The back side has been completely eaten off. The fact that this creature is still alive is absolutely horrendous and shocking. It's basically just 2 legs and the front part of a wolf. The backside is gone. And just like that, it walks off as if nothing happened
On 2 legs.
on 2 legs. Yeah, it's
How
also
does
missing like the back part of his body, so it balances out.
How does it poop?
It just goes
Correct,
in
it
and
doesn't-
falls right. It just falls right
Yeah.
out.
Doesn't have to anymore. I'd like to make an amendment to the book. Everybody poops except this wolf. That is all you see for your long rest. What you do with that, of course, is up to you. I imagine that might, at the very least, just throw you off a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're wait, hold up. We're outside the haze right now.
Yeah.
How the fuck is that thing?
I mean, the magical armor in Emerald is also outside of the haze.
True. Huh.
Well then.
And finally, who
who's
was
that?
who was third?
Me.
All right. What are you doing
Um,
with your watch?
I will mention
I-
this. I won't go into details. Say I saw a wolf patrolling the area. I'll let her know. Just
Okay.
I don't feel like explaining the whole thing, but there was at least a wolf.
And Nespip
Okay.
is going to sleep.
Um,
There was a wolf. It
Is
looked our
this
way.
a-
It was kind of like half-assing it, and he just...
Ah. It took me a second, but
What do you do with your watch, Elodie?
I'm just realizing I don't have dark vision.
Correct.
So, I would ask Navarlin, does this all need to sleep? Is she like a full animal that needs to sleep, or is she
No. She's
no?
no. She's from what my grandfather told me, she is a fey embodiment of an owl.
Oh, she's
So
an
she doesn't-
owl right now. Right, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Perfect. Okay. And is she a creature or is she like basically I want to
I-
do my psychic whispers thing with her so she can help me if there's anything 'cause she has dark vision. I don't have dark vision.
Didn't we use it before when we
Yeah, you did.
when we were
Yeah, but
yeah.
I'm just making sure that like if you're asleep, she's your familiar.
Well, yeah, if I'm she's still awake and she can hoot if I guess this little before could actually like speak a word, but she can just hoot.
And
now.
I can establish okay, then I'll establish the psychic link with her, and I would have to roll a d6 to see how long that is because it won't be 3 hours. Okay, so it's some of my some of the thing. Yeah, that's probably enough to be my whole watch, I think, right?
Yeah, I was just quickly
3
reading up
hours?
on the spell as well, but I'm sure that this can work. So okay. As for your watch, give me.
So yeah, I'm just kind of sitting there and just listening, just being quiet. Because again, there's making noise feels like it's really obvious in this area because it's so quiet. There's no nature sounds at all. So
There's nothing, not even the pitter pattering. Sorry, not even the tinkering of Nespip as he's gone to bed finally as well. So it is like dead of night quiet.
yeah.
Because you don't have dark vision, give me a perception check, but with disadvantage.
Okay. So I guess I can't really
I'm
warg into her though.
Yeah,
I
'cause-
see what you
'cause-
mean.
No, but I am taking into account that if there's something that she would notice, that she will notify you. But you are only going by ear right now.
Right. Okay. Perception with disadvantage. Oh, they're really similar. The 9.
Okay.
10 and a 9, yeah.
Because it is so completely quiet around you, at some point you get the feeling that you hear a couple of twigs snap in roughly the southwestern direction of where you are. If you look in that direction, all you see is murky darkness, and as quickly as you've heard it once, it goes away again. It might have really just been the wind.
Okay. And I would ask in my mind, just be like, this'll check that out. And
Right.
she
That you can
could-
do. This will fly that way.
She's super silent because she's an owl. It will take a little bit longer, but she's
Owls are surprisingly quiet when they fly, by the way. So that is
yeah,
true.
they're the quietest birds
Yeah.
when they fly.
Thistle will see a small band of something trekking through the forest, passing by from one side to the other, a little further ways away from the camp, and they're not paying attention to you. They sort of shuffle on by.
All right, that seems fine.
Granted, Elodie doesn't know that Thistle just comes back and acts fine. She can't
Yeah.
speak.
Well, she can't speak, but like she can communicate.
Yeah, she just comes back. She's just like, just
Yeah.
Did you see anyone? Who? The people that walk by. Who? The people. Who? I forget it.
Oh God.
Oh yeah. So how's it? Can
Well,
she
it says you
speak?
and the creature don't need to speak a common language to understand each other. So I feel like it's just
Oh,
more
shit.
like she's
Wow.
like
Okay.
gives like a feeling of just like we're safe, it's fine, and I
Okay,
get
cool.
that.
Yeah, that's cool.
As in like
There
okay,
is a caveat there.
They
Oh.
still need to speak one language, I think.
Yeah. So
Oh.
how this works is if they actually do have a language, it's just not one that is in your vocabulary. You can still communicate telepathically. As soon as they don't speak a language per se, you will still understand the creature, but on the level of the creature. So if the creature basically says "who," which means safe, then you get the feeling you're safe, but you won't get a description. Like if you ask them, like, what do they look like? No.
Hoot once for once for yes, hoot twice for no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
'cause-
like you'll be able to do that.
It's like Thistle before with Raven. She basically could repeat things I've told her, but Owl can't. So
right.
All right. Well, that night turns into day, and you can take your long rest. You have survived another night just on the outskirts of Drakkenheim. That's you.
yay.
Thank you.
Where's long rest on this?
It is the little what's that, like a little tent that is right next to your level. Okay.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Rest. Is it a new day?
It's
Yeah,
a
okay.
new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new light.
Harley's back, but if you knock against him, it sounds like an empty pot. There was a little bit too little metal.
Did you tinker long enough, Nespip, for?
Oh, right.
Yeah, because then you need to give me a roll.
I rolled as Harley. Wait. It's showing me something, but it didn't do the animation.
No, but it's showing me a natural 20 on Tali.
Yeah, he rolled a natural 20. God bless.
You guys are cranking out all the natural 20s. Like, keep them, you guys. You need them at some point.
Okay. Feeling good. I got a little excited about the wolf because I do have speak with animals, and I was like, oh, am I going to have to persuade a wolf to not attack us? But I don't know how well that work with half a wolf. So
You could say half as well.
we're full of them.
So, should we go to the other thing?
I think stick to the plan and try and work our way around to meet up with old Blackjack.
Yes, you pack
Right.
up and you move to the edge of the forest. What's up what's up for today? You want to go to the Black Ivory Inn?
Yeah, so the plan was to, if I understood, was to travel around the outskirts of town and basically come in this way to the inn.
Sure.
Yes.
So you can. So traveling around Drakkenheim, basically, like you've camped just outside of the haze, So getting back into the haze and then traveling around Drakkenheim towards that point where you're going to re-enter the city. Let's just say that is like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 miles somewhere. It's not that much longer. So you're gonna travel maybe an hour, hour and a half longer than what you usually would. But that is still well within it's still early morning. If you
Okay.
guys don't sleep in until until midday, you should be fine.
Whoa, look at us go. We are booking it. We are making good time. Look at us.
All right. So as you reconvene with Drakkenheim, one of the major roads over here that you'll immediately see is King's Road. It is, of all the 5 roads that go into Drakkenheim, it's actually the biggest one. And the closer you get to the gate, the more like adornish this one is as well. And there's a reason this one is called the King's Road, of course. It's also the one that quite closely connects to Castle Draken, which you have passed by on the back side. As you have traveled around this side of Drakkenheim, you will have seen that the castle itself is on a rocky outcropping, a rocky hill. It is completely inaccessible on that side without proper equipment. It's going to be very tough if you want to reach the castle, like just over there. It's not impossible, but it's going to be very difficult to scale the rocks over there just like that. There's always options, of course, with like pythons and rope and whatnot like that. Could be an option, but otherwise, the castle has a very smart position. Like if you think of it as like historically, and this is a very smart place to build a castle. If you need a castle, this will be the place to build it. You'll also see why, even from a distance, you can always see Castle Draken looming above the city because the castle itself isn't too big. It's beautiful and it is still a castle, but it isn't gargantuan by any means. It's just on the hill, and because of that, it towers over the rest of the city. As you pass by it on the backside, you will see the backside of the castle, of course, which, as far as you can tell, still looks relatively intact. It hasn't been hit all too hard by the meteor, it seems. As you travel around that, you come to King's Road, and from there, I would need to know from you guys how you want to travel towards the Black Ivory Inn.
We should kind of do what we did before. Like we didn't go into the city. We kind of cut through some fields and then went down.
Mhm.
Before. Although granted did that work out for us?
I don't know.
Because it didn't really work out for us that time, but
We can just follow some back roads and don't
yeah,
cut
it's
through them.
we could follow this little road here and go in
All
on
right.
the outskirts of town.
Because it is a slight bit of travel to get towards the inn, I will require a survival check from the person that is leading.
Totally, it's your hometown, man.
Yep. It's always the bottom one. I don't know why I always go anywhere else.
Oh, heck.
Yeah, so I will say with the 25 that you just rolled, which is pretty high, I think, Atoli, you vaguely remember this area and another area that is close to this. Because, funnily enough, this stretch of city is used to be very popular. The area you're just entering around King's Road
yeah.
itself and the area just on the other side of the river is basically the place where you want to go if you want to have a good time. especially the part on the other side of the river. Basically, if you want to find a bar, a cafe, or any other sorts of pleasure, you would want to go over there. There's one large road. It's called Buckle Down Row, which is basically, if you want to have fun, that's where you want to go. But the area around it is basically built to cater to entertaining people. There are opera houses, there are music venues, there are bars and cafes. And this sort of spreads out over the river to the other side, which is where the Black Ivory Inn basically is on its edge. I'd imagine that with your history in Drakkenheim, you will at the very least know of this area. And that might also lead to why, with this 25, it wouldn't be too hard for you to lead the party without any issue to the Black Ivory Inn. I think the Black Ivory Inn itself you might not know because it is on the outskirts, but you know this area. And as you approach,
That's where we go.
Alrighty. And as you approach, I have a little transition for you. As you approach the Black Ivory Inn, what you see is something strange. Around the Black Ivory Inn, the city looks exactly as it is on the other side of the wall. Where you entered from Everwood Village, the area around the Rat's Nest Tavern, the city is ravaged. And even so on this side as well. Buildings destroyed, buildings ravaged. But the Black Ivory Inn itself is still standing. More so, it is completely intact. There is not a bit destroyed about it. And it seems like it is still being used. As you look around the building, you're noticing that all the lanterns are still lit on the street around the building itself. Through the windows, you can see the flickering light of candles, and as you heard in the transition, you get that smell of wine and food that sort of wafts through the air coming from the building itself. As you can imagine, this is the first time that you smell something like that coming from any place in Drakkenheim. Since the meteor, of course.
Is it that big?
Yes.
Did Blackjack say that this place had something to clear out in there, or is this like where he wanted to meet us?
So
I
what
think he wanted
Blackjack
to
said,
meet us.
what Blackjack said is that he believes that the Black Ivory Inn once had some form of connection, entrance that would lead you right underneath the city wall. So that would be a very great clandestine way to get in and out of the inner city without having to pay tax to the gates.
Okay.
The thing is, he just doesn't know what this passage is, where it is, and if it's been reduced to rubble or if there's something nasty hiding down there. And in case there is, it's up to you to clear that out, obviously.
Okay.
And so, in
Like
other words, he didn't say it's like an actual meeting place for the Queen's Men or something like that. It shouldn't because it's strange having a functioning inn here.
He didn't mention this as being a place that is used by the Queensmen, though it could very well be because the Queensmen do hold places within the city. That is something that I think is common knowledge. Like the Queensmen operate out of the city. Blackjack Mel did say to you guys that if you do this thing for him, he will arrange a meeting for you with the Queen.
Oh, okay.
No,
Okay, so
Thanks.
we have
already
to-
he already did that when we delivered the scepter. He said he would try and arrange the meeting with the Queen.
Oh, that is true. But still, that is a thing that he did promise
Yeah.
you guys.
Yes.
this was a
Oh.
passageway in the city. This was because I remember Poli was pretty adamant. Said, "Well, we want a way into it, and this is what he gave us for that."
He gave us a way into the city, but not across the river. That we had to find out ourselves.
Yeah.
Can you play Starly?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I can.
Thanks.
So this is really weird. Do we see people? I mean, there's windows and it's all lit up. Are there people inside?
Sound, smells.
So you hear piano music coming from inside. It's like actual live piano music, because there's no such thing as a recorder or MP3 player in this world. What's MP3? Um,
I think there used to be like automatic pianos for a long time.
Yeah, that's a thing, but yeah.
yeah, I mean that could be a thing. But you hear piano music. You smell fresh food, like maybe the smell of stew or something, like fresh baked bread. And you will smell the smell of like wine, like that is a very like clear smell that you will
Swedish.
recognize. Yeah, it's like that sweetish kind of nice grapes smell. As for the windows, you will see light coming through it. They are those those kind of like squared off kind of windows with like a little droplet effect in it, so it's hard to look inside. But I think you will see shapes moving
So
We hear any
we
steps?
from where you are right now. No,
we smell wine. You said we smell wine.
yes.
Yeah, that's gonna set my. That's gonna. It's like this is messed up. Like we would not smell wine from out here if it was real wine. I there's no chance we'd smell wine from out here. We'd smell everything else, but there's zero chance we'd smell wine. So, and this is that's weird. Unless maybe they're cooking with wine. Oh, then maybe we would smell it. Then that might be the case. Then maybe they're doing this. They're doing a
I mean, warm wine leaves off a scent.
not this distance though. But if you were cooking with it, then we would smell it. So maybe that's it. That's you say you smell wine like no that. But if they have it in a stew, then yeah, we would smell it cooking.
Let's
Sounds like
perhaps do a round around the building. Maybe we'll see something from the other side.
You just go perch the thistle on the windowsill or something.
Also, this building is it's 2 stories, so there is another story on top of this.
Okay. How high is the 2 stories?
Let me have a look. It's not noted down how tall the building is. So what is like a normal, like 2 normal floors? So that would be
Okay.
like 4, like 5 feet, maybe 10 total.
Okay.
10
So
to
yeah,
12
I was
somewhere.
trying to think because we kind of gave this a 20, 30 foot ceiling, so she can fly around and fly up here and do a quick flyby.
Sure. As you fly around, you will notice the characteristics as you see them. There is a large wooden deck on the other side of the building, seeing that that is the front entrance. You do see
Yeah.
a back entrance over here. At the top, at the top floor, the windows are also lit. Not all of them, but most of them are showing light. They have the same kind of glass, so it's hard to look in. You don't see movement on the top floor, but on the bottom floor, you definitely do.
Mm. Okay.
And beside that, like I don't know if it was noticeable, but if you basically let her inspect them, I will tell you there seems to also be an entrance to some sort of a cellar down here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I'll relay
nice.
that information as it's happening.
There were
We
no
could
people
maybe
outside on the porch or something like that, like smoking outside.
It doesn't seem like there's anyone there. No.
Okay.
we could maybe look if there are any fresh footsteps at the main entrance or anywhere at the entrances, because they should quickly wash out with the weather around here.
Near the back
Uh,
entrance, you don't see any footsteps.
The front entrance is
That's the one below. on the map.
okay. Huh. Okay.
Should we go around front or?
Hmm.
As you walk around towards the front, give me a perception check for those footsteps.
Perception. Dirty
Cool.
20.
There is a light rain, so as you said, like they should dissipate in the rain quite quickly. It definitely isn't yeah, the 13 will work with that as well. There's not a lot of footsteps, so there isn't a lot of traffic, but you do see one pair of footsteps quite clearly going inside.
Felix is not an expert in that, but could he try to get a time frame on how long those footsteps have been there?
Ballpark within the last 12 hours, because it has been raining for a while. It has been in the night as well. You don't know if it's been raining in Drakkenheim, but it's not that far that it would be out of the question. Within a ballpark frame of 12 hours, that would have been washed away probably.
But there's only one set of footprints.
There's only one you can see. Yeah.
There's been at least one person here in the last 12 hours, so
Well, there's at least one person
Creature.
inside. We've seen some kind of shape inside. So we have a couple options. We just walk in the front door, try and go in the back. So Felix,
This is where the this area over here is where the cellar is. It's over here, not this area.
It's
Sorry.
over
Sorry,
here.
which one? Yeah, it's the stone area back there. That seems to be a
That's
cellar
okay.
entrance. Yeah. Oh, the one you see over here? That is actually,
Yeah.
it's hard to see, but those are stairs that go up.
Oh, they go up. Okay.
Yeah, they're outside staircase.
Ah.
Um,
So, do we want to go
I'm going
about
to-
this stealthily, or do we want to try to introduce ourselves and
well, I'm gonna
establish
do
dialogue?
I'm gonna do detect. I'm gonna take a minute and do detect magic.
Yep.
Do I notice magic on the door or inside or anything like that?
How far is
It's-
your range on this? I mean, like
30.
you're walking around, so you can also get closer.
Yeah, so it's 30 feet, and so like I can definitely see the first floor.
So yeah, you will feel a faint sort of hum coming from the building itself, like the entire building is covered in it. Unfortunately, because you're in the haze, it is very hard to pinpoint exactly what it is. But there is something that is sort of like converging on this building. The rest of Drakkenheim around you also lights up like a Christmas tree, by the way, because you are in the inside of the haze. But the building itself does do it a little bit more.
Okay.
And we don't know the school.
Unfortunately, within the haze, you can't. Not right now.
What about my
Mm.
detect thoughts that I can cast? That's within 30 feet.
That's
And
good.
I can see if it's only lasts for a minute, and my wisdom is so low that the save is an 8. So they're probably gonna save. But it says I can use the spell to detect the presence of thinking creatures you can't see.
Yep.
So I can
use
just
Within 30
search for
feet.
thoughts.
Is that blocked by anything?
Yes, it's
It
blocked
says
by a few things.
2 feet of rock, 2 inches of metal other than lead, or a thin sheet of lead. And I can't detect a creature with an intelligence of 3 or lower, or one that doesn't speak any language.
With those prerequisites and the roll I just did, you don't notice anything.
Okay. I will have that as used then.
It was the same thing I used on Kendall last campaign.
Yeah.
Nabarna, now that you're getting closer to the front door, you will suddenly hear a bit of applause followed by some laughter.
This weirded me out, man. This shouldn't be
It shouldn't be, but it is, so we have to just deal with it.
Yep. Uh,
Do we knock?
There are windows on the lower level,
Yes.
right?
yeah.
Yeah, they're that like sort of like that glass that has like that ripple effect on it, like that old tavern sometimes have. So it's hard to look inside unless you like basically like if you put your face against it or almost against it if you don't want to touch it, you should be able to look inside. But from a distance, that is just glass with light coming through.
Uh, uh, I guess we're going in. That's the whole reason we came here, right? So I guess the last thing is, do we want to just go in the front door or go in the basement? Front door it is. Okay. In that case,
Above the door, it has a beautiful sign that says Black Ivory Inn. So at least you're at the right place.
yeah, it's an inn, so we don't need a knock. Just gonna.
Oh, wait, it says more actually, because I remember there was a
Okay.
sign and I thought it said Black Ivory Inn. It has a slogan as well. The Black Ivory Inn. Come for a drink, stay for the company.
Oh god, no.
This has
That's
Lotus Eaters vibes. Oh,
You can check in
I'm gonna get
anytime you
stuck
want,
here.
but you can never leave.
I got a better idea.
Yeah.
Everybody get back. Everybody back up some.
Welcome
I'm
to.
gonna thaumaturgy the door open.
Sure.
Welcome.
As you open
Oh,
the door,
God.
Music stops.
as you open the door, the music on the inside of the Black Ivory Inn starts playing again. And you hear happy ragtime piano music coming from inside the Black Ivory Inn. As you open the door, you can actually see the majority of the Black Ivory Inn. As you see a large, well stocked bar with a lot of tables and chairs. All around you, there are dozens of people that are sitting around, laughing, talking with one another, and having a drink. The bar is tended, and it seems that at the front there is a small stage with a large piano on it. There's a lady currently playing on it. That is the music you're hearing.
How do they all look? Do they look well dressed? They look like they belong in Drakkenheim.
They look relatively fancy, yeah. Like your kind of crowd.
while looking in there, I'm gonna cast. Oh no, I need to get closer. Never mind.
Do they acknowledge the door getting opened?
I think the person sitting closest to the door will have a look over their shoulder, and as no one is coming in, they'll just like return to their drink.
Well, Felix, this is. I mean, we're from high society here. Also, no, this doesn't make any sense though. This is the middle of Drakkenheim, and these people are dressed like they are going out
There are
in the
no
town.
footprints.
There are no footprints,
Or rather, not enough.
and there's this one like rogue dude over here in the corner waiting for some hobbits. So,
Mm, I mean, do we want to start this? I think we have to. We open the
gotta
door,
make it.
right?
Yeah, we open the door. I mean, I'm gonna walk. I mean, I walk up though. I mean, it's
As I'm getting close, I'm gonna cast, and I can see people in range. I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
The same will happen to you. Like the whole building itself lights up. The people, however, don't. They seem to be perfectly mundane.
Okay.
okay. Well, where are you going in?
As you step in, a couple of people will acknowledge you. Hello there. Welcome in.
Hi. It's pretty lively in here.
Yes, we always enjoy when Miss Charlotte is playing the piano. She is so adept at it. And truthfully, the music is pretty good. As you're
It
talking to a
is.
couple of the patrons over here, you suddenly see from near the podium a man standing up and approaching you with his hands held broadly as if trying to invite you. The man itself looks like he is like in his 40s and has like very slick blonde hair. He looks a little pudgy, but he has a very friendly face, the kind of person that just invites you in just by his smile. As he approaches you, he broadly laughs and says, "Well, welcome to the Black Ivory Inn. My name is Mike Connolly. Please come on in."
Mike, how, gotta ask here, how's business?
I mean, dare I say, pretty well, right? Have a look around.
It looks like
We've had a
you're
lot
doing
of
great.
yeah, we have a lot of newcomers lately. You amongst them. I've never seen you before. What's your name?
Chrisann.
Chrisann.
Chrisann, yep.
Sounds like interesting name. Welcome, Chrisann. Would you care for a table? There is still one free.
We are just passing through. Me and my companions here are a little confused as to. I mean, your business is doing great here in Drakkenheim. This is astounding for it being so close to the city.
Yes.
How do you manage to keep so well supplied?
Well, it's not easy, I have to say. Certain sacrifices sometimes need to be made, but as we all try to chip in and make sure that we do have the right connections. That is most important. The most difficult part is being on the other side of the river. You must have seen Buckle Down Row before. Everyone goes there for their drinks, so it's very difficult to get anything over here. But we have the right connections, and with that, we can get things in.
What about the meteor? I'm gonna say from outside the. I'm still outside.
What about the what?
The meteor.
What meteor?
Don't worry about it. And I'm gonna take a step back.
Before we go further, I've lost Thistle. Where'd she go?
I'm having a look as well, but I can just replop her if you want.
Yeah, she's still sitting.
Well,
on the
it doesn't
porch.
seem like they're gonna eat us right eventually, like right now. So I think I'm gonna,
Yeah.
just kind of, walk up to the bar, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
There is a bit scruff-looking man with very short hair who is just polishing up the bar, which, by the way, is in a pretty good condition. As he is cleaning it up, he looks up at you, and his initial face is just like kind of like annoyed that because he's working, like that kind of face. But as he sees you approaching, he gives you a bit of a smile and he says, "Hello. I have to ask, you're of legal drinking age, aren't you?"
What's the legal drinking age in Drakkenheim?
In Drakkenheim, it's 18. I know this actually.
Oh, okay. Then yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyways, welcome. What can I do you for?
And you didn't know I was gonna ask for alcohol. I mean, like, you can serve other
You come up to a bar, lady.
Sure. All right. How's your I'll have a
No, for the bartender.
something-
It's just
Peace, he does to you.
what kind of bartender doesn't understand that?
I don't know what you want to, officer.
Whatever you got.
Well, I got a range of spirits. I got some wine. I got some beer.
What strong things do you have?
I believe I have. It's going to be really funny because I believe one of the strongest things that he carries is snake venom, which is an alcoholic beverage. How very fitting.
ooh.
Let me check. Yeah, I think the strongest thing that I would have is snake venom. That packs a punch, though. How very fitting.
Yeah, he'll Atoli will do a wry little smile and just hit me.
All right, that'll be 2 gold, sir, and he just plops down 2 shots for you.
And he slides the gold across the counter.
it's gonna be around. I'm gonna ask Mike, and it's like, Mike, we've been on the road for a little while.
Yeah.
What's today's date, if you don't mind?
Well, I have a feeling that I need to look that up for a second.
None of us know the date. It's fine.
Well, there's a reason why I'm asking.
No, I know the reason why.
Yeah.
We
Today,
could be stuck
well,
there
today is September
forever.
16th, sir. September 16th, 1111.
That is the day that it happened.
I mean, this is a, like, without being insensitive, I think this is a World Trade Center like event. Everyone knows the date, right? For those of the people that were like around Drakkenheim and whatnot, like, you will know the date. That date was September 16th, 1111.
That's what I was thinking.
Felix finally
thank you,
takes
sir.
a step inside.
I was like, thanks, Mike. That's we've been on the road for a while there. I just I get mixed up sometimes.
No worries.
Uh,
You sure you don't want a table? Like, it'll be taken
What?
soon.
So hearing over the like from behind the date being mentioned, it totally kind of like after taking his shot just freezes up. Like he
You
knows
already
this
said
date.
it?
Of course he did.
Oh.
But hearing this date again, he like freezes up entirely because obviously he remembers. It's like, wait.
it's like I'm gonna say, thanks, Mike. I'm gonna go grab my friend from the bar. But where's the table at? It's just back over there.
Oh, over here. Let me walk you over. And he walks over to the one table that is still free with 5 chairs instead of 4.
I'm gonna walk up to Atoli and be like, do you know what time it happened? Because I'm just gonna think, oh shit, are we in like some kind of ghost loop here?
We're
I found Thistle, by the way.
We're in a time pocket.
Yeah. Okay.
My question is, are we just gonna leave
it
them
frozen?
in their in whatever this is? Because they all seem pretty happy and well fed.
Everyone
Or
is
are
having a
there
good
people
time,
who
except for you
wandered
guys.
in like the people who wandered in like we did and
There
are
are,
have
like,
been
if
trapped
you look
here?
around the room. As a matter of fact, give me a perception check. Well, if you're looking around the room.
Atoli,
Yeah.
after hearing the date, Atoli will definitely be looking around to see what's going on.
Sure.
I just 13.
Nibarlan, you're just mesmerized by this, which, fair. Totally, Elodie, both of you will notice something. The crowd itself looks well dressed, like not dressed up for like a gala or a ball or whatever, but like just these are fine clothing that you haven't seen around Dragonheim for a long time for obvious reasons. But all these people are fine and dressed up, except for a couple. There's a couple that really stand out, kind of like you guys, because everyone here is just in their civvies, and you're basically like armed to the teeth, like leather and metal, and that's shows. There's a couple of people like that as well, and if you look around, I'll add in the 18 of Atoli. You'll see that there are 2 people that are also sitting at the bar. They look adventurous. You notice that all the way at the front, near the stage, there is an old man with a long gray beard and a purple robe.
Yeah.
And just behind him, you notice that there is someone who, by all accounts, kind of looks like a paladin.
It's true.
They're all
Okay.
here.
It's like,
The Queensman is there. The Fallen Flame, whatever, is there. The worshippers and the Academy. The only other one that stands out is that one.
That seems to be a girl that is just walking around bringing drinks to tables.
a
But
waitress.
all the rest of them are
Waitress.
dressed pretty much like their orders would be.
Yeah. Well, if that's the case, then I guess I
I've
didn't
been
notice.
wanting to do this for a bit. Atoli slithers up to this guy. Ah!
No.
Mind if I slither? Um, all right. That gentleman is currently having a drink.
He'll keep his hood low as well, as he assumes the other, like, this hooded figure does too. Like, he's haunched over his drink, I guess.
Yeah, though, if you look at him, I mean, usually when you describe someone like that, it feels like they're either like angry or sulking or whatever. It seems like he has a bit of a smile on his face and he's listening to the music, like his head is bopping a little bit.
Oh, it's the music. Maybe?
Does he look like does he react to Atoli coming closer in any kind of way, or is he like
Sure, he'll give you like a friendly like nod and then return to his drink.
Atoli will spend like a full minute or two actually just studying his movements, or
Okay.
even something as shallow as like his breathing. Like, is he here as an actual person, or is he too stuck in some sort of time loop that would set him back onto a path of like emotion? Something's going on in this room that everybody's reacting to.
Give me a perception check. I mean, that's a very loaded question, so see if I can answer it.
I know.
All right, 22. Looking at his breathing, the fact that he's tapping his feet on the floor like a little bit, and if you're doing that live as an actual human being instead of like an illusion or whatever, there's always little discrepancies, like you're just offbeat and then it's like return back to the beat, like things like that make you human, right? Like it's the error in our ways that make us human. You're noticing that in this person, like it's not perfectly synchronized. He is breathing, his eyes are blinking. He's bopping his head a little bit. Then at some point, he just breathes in a little louder than his other breaths and just lets out a sigh. Yeah, this guy is by all accounts alive and just there.
So quietly, he'll like not even addressing the guy directly. He'll whisper it just loud enough for him to hear what's going on here.
The music of Miss Charlotte.
I can imagine that, but you're not from this time.
What gave it away?
I have my ways.
Well, you're right about that, he says as he turns a little bit towards you. And as he does, you notice that underneath his cloak, there's a bit of an insignia showing. You recognize this insignia. This guy's a hooded lantern.
Okay. Yeah, the green. I should have seen that one. So why are you here, of all places where you could be?
You know what? I don't rightfully know, but it feels as if I've returned to my youth. It feels
Hold up.
it feels like 30 years ago, but it isn't.
I want to
But
know if I feel anything pulling at me from the same like time.
not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Like other than the fact that this is weird as fuck, probably. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing
No, but it's when
pulling
he
at you or
said
trying to drive you mad. Nothing.
something in my mind just kind of triggered when he said it feels like youth. So I was like, okay.
No, you don't feel anything like that.
One question.
So yeah.
Just a quick thing as Felix walks in. He looks outside. Does he see the normal Drakkenheim outside, or is there something unusual
Oh,
about it?
Oh,
smooth.
As you
there's
look outside, Drakkenheim has never looked more beautiful. You see swaying
oh,
trees. You see a clean
it is the
street.
whole.
You see a lot of people traversing the streets. You see horses, carriages, and everything walking on by.
Does he see me?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Felix steps another step outside,
Okay.
Drakkenheim
and
is in
it's normal
ruins.
Drakkenheim again.
No, you still see beautiful Drakkenheim around you.
Wait. 2 more steps.
As you as you take 2 more steps towards the end of the porch, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh god, here goes his mind again.
As this sort of like drops, and you're like, uh-oh, and you walk towards this edge of the wooden walkway around the building. You sort of like walk into an invisible force wall, and you take 2 points of psychic damage. There's something holding you back, and you don't know what it is.
Do I see that, first of all?
That he walks into, like, you see that he can't walk any further.
But do I still see the normal Drakkenheim?
No.
Fuck. When did it change? Because I was never inside the building.
Correct, but you are on the porch.
Mm.
We are all just prisoners here of our own device.
And that is where we're going to end it for this week. Welcome to my prison.
This is some Lotus Eater shit.
I love when I was
Stay a
reading,
while.
like when I was reading this and like the premise of this, and I was like, wow, but what if they wait at the door? And it literally says in the book, the second they walk up on the porch, they're fine. Because everyone is like, oh, the porch is fine.
So it's only when you step into the doors.
The second you step onto the porch, it's over. But you're looking towards the building, so that's what you're focused on. And it takes a while before someone says, "I look outside." It always takes a while.
Huh.
So,
Yeah, outside
So
around
it-
you, it looks like Drakkenheim, the beautiful Drakkenheim. As it-
he hit so hard, his psychic damage knocked me off the computer. So is it like, can you break through it, or are we stuck here?
He tried to walk off the porch, and the second he tried to take a step off the porch, he bumped into an invisible wall, taking 2 psychic damage. And on the porch, all around you, you can see the beautiful Drakkenheim as it was on September 16th, 1111 at 3 p.m.
When did the meteor hit?
In the evening.
We got a little time to get out of here.
Before the whole thing resets and goes again.
Or does it?
Barry, I know you wanted to end a little bit early.
Yep.
I hate to be that guy, but I think this might be a good stopping point.
Oh, he just
That's
said
exactly
that.
what I said, because this is where we're gonna cut it off.
Yeah.
Because this is also a great starting point for the rest of the adventure for next week. This is gonna be fun to explore this.
Alrighty.
Okay. So yeah,
Could you
you're,
before that? Could you give me the details of the old guy? Is he wearing the Academy's robes?
I believe he is, but let me quickly check if that is true, because I distinctly remember that is why I made him purple. But I want to make sure if that is true. Yes, he is.
Okay, cool.
And it is, looking at his robe, like the wizards and mages and whatnot of the Amethyst Academy don't really do like regalia with ranks on it. They do it by the rings. So just based off of his robe, he can't really see his stature in the Amethyst Academy, but the robe does look of a very fine material, which kind of goes with that. Like,
I'll explore.
if you just
who
start
he
out,
is.
yeah, if you just start out at the Amethyst Academy, you just basically just made made it to the Amethyst Academy as an employee or whatever, your robes will be of a less quality what he's wearing.
Because at
Alright.
this point in time, Atoli would be part of the academy. So
Yeah, you would be.
this is a mind fuck and a half.
Yes, this is a very fun encounter.
Stay for the company.
I need to go
It is-
listen to Hotel California now.
I love that the morbid curiosity that everyone has always, like this. You'll know, because like you said, and this is fully what I expected. It's like, this is a trap. We know it's a trap. We know there's something wrong. This isn't right. We know it's wrong. Let's go check it out. Welcome to D&D, right? Nobody's ever said, no, we'll go back to Black Jig Mountain. We're like, oh, fuck you. We're not going to go in there.
I'm trying to think of like what enemy, how we could. I don't
might not be.
know.
I mean, Drakkenheim itself. I mean, you come on enemy. Maybe it's just the city itself. This is just something I gotta try and figure out.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna love it. Like you'll see next week.
Yeah.
But you're gonna love it.
All right.
Okay.
Time to burn down a building.
Or not. Yeah.
Okay.
We're burning down another building. Is that what you just said? I feel like we've been here before.
Yeah, you can try.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. Thank you so much for a wonderful game again, and I'll see you guys next week.
See
Yeah.
ya.
Okay.
Bye.
Yep.
Bye bye.
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 All right. Damn, that was an episode. A little bit short this time, but we are very flexible on our times and everything. So I do apologize for the lack of uploading videos this week past here. We didn't get to upload session 7. Now session 8 will come up at the same time, so you get a twofer basically on YouTube. Hey, YouTube people. I will do my very best to try and get everything uploaded by at least Wednesdays from now on in the future. But again, I'm really bad at trying to remember this stuff, so yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for being by and dropping by. Thank you so much for chilling with our current sessions and D&D. So yeah. Hey, normal stream time tomorrow, and looks like we're gonna be starting up a new game. So it's gonna be cool beans and cool news and whatnot. So I will see you all later. Thanks for chilling. Love you all.